Hey, everybody. Bobby Klink here. I'm the entrepreneur behind Your Online Genius. I'm jumping in here quickly now at 4:12 my time because I intended to jump in here at about noon, but the lawyering got in the way. I had a hearing for my law firm that started at 10, and then I broke at 11 for a commitment I had that was hard on the calendar, and that was to interview Amy Porterfield for my podcast. So that was the highlight. That's what I'm talking about with you, but then got off that podcast interview, then had to look at a couple of things and get back on that hearing. Just got done and finished eating my first meal of the day. And like I said, it's 4:12 here in Washington. But I wanted to jump in here to talk about some amazing value bombs. Like every time I'm around Amy, I'm blown away. I know her stuff pretty well. I followed her quite well, but there were some things that I learned that she talked about during this interview that are fantastic. And I wanted to talk about a couple of them. One that she talked about is there is a kind of course that is kind of a new thing. And I say it's a new thing, but a lot of people online weren't doing it. It's called a workshop. And the idea of a workshop is you find something that your audience is stuck on. Maybe it's just something that is holding them back from taking action. So you want to address that. And what you do is you create a really short, and we didn't talk about all the details, but say an hour or 2 hour like live workshop where you're going to help people bust through that issue. And so this was something she talked about, which I think is a great idea for people. And so you'll hear more when the episode goes live. It's going to go live not next week, but the week after. But you'll hear how she talks about a kind of a workshop course and how you can use that, especially if you're just starting out. Like it's something you can do, kind of just a quick hit to really get going. So that's one thing she talked about. But also one of the questions that my audience wanted, and then I wanted, was to say, what do people have to have in place before they get started? You know me. I am a big proponent of you need to be ready before you create a product. And she said that in her view, you need to have 250 people on your email list kind of before you're going to really start kind of creating a course. And the idea behind that, it's as she puts it, look, imagine if you had 250 people at your house. That's a lot of people. But the broader point is that to get 250 people on your list, it's going to mean you probably have a website, you've got a freebie, you've got an email list, you've got kind of the basics set up. So that was kind of what she talked about. So I wanted to share that with you. Again, you're going to get all the goodies, all the details shortly when the episode goes live. In the meantime, I sent an email to my list today and I put some things out there. I have a Facebook group that is kind of exploring the idea of a digital course. If people think maybe they might like to sign up for Amy's Digital Course Academy, which will be launching in September, that's the idea behind it. But I'm treating it kind of as a business boot camp. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to help people. If they're not yet to that 250, people on their email list, Mark, I want to help people try to get there if they really want to consider creating an online course. So we're going to be doing some hardcore training about email lists next week. And that's actually what the podcast episode is about next week. So we're going to have that on tap. If you're interested, and my dogs are going nuts because my maid is here. But if you're interested, go to youronlinegenius.com/exploring DCA. Again, youronlinegenius.com/exploring DCA. That'll take you to the Facebook group. You can join us. We're going to start the boot camp part next week. So make sure you're in there before next week. So that's it. I'll talk to you later. Have a great Thursday and the rest of your week.